I hate sunflowers. People laugh when I say that, like it's a quirky thing to hate. Give me a few minutes. You'll understand. I met Josie the summer I was 10. She was sitting on the footbridge over the creek, knees pulled up. I tried to ride my bike across the bridge to impress her, and went straight into the water. She laughed so hard she had to lie down. Then she said, "Some days are just heavy. You made this one lighter." I didn't understand what that meant yet. I just knew I wanted to keep doing it. Josephine Kate Weller. For 6 years, we were inseparable. She planted a strip of sunflowers along her back fence, and one afternoon she told me something she'd read, that on cloudy days, young sunflowers turn toward each other. "That's the whole trick," she said. "When there's no sun, you find another face." Her house was not a good house. Even then, I knew I was the face she turned toward. Junior year, her family came apart, and her mother moved them away with 3 days' notice. No phone, no real goodbye. For 5 years, I looked for her in every crowd. I'd drive past her old fence sometimes. The new owners tore out the sunflowers. I found her at 23, working the overnight counter at a pharmacy 2 towns over. Thinner, gray around the eyes. She saw me and started crying at the register. On her break, we sat on a parking curb, and she told me about the missing years. None of them kind. Then she looked at the pavement and said, "Some days are just heavy." 13 years, and the sentence hadn't changed. That's when I understood. It was never her house or her mother or luck. The heaviness lived inside her. It always had. I sold the motorcycle I'd spent 3 years rebuilding. It paid first and last on a small rental, and a therapist her insurance wouldn't touch. People called it a sacrifice. It wasn't. You don't get to keep the bike and the girl who taught you what light was. The diagnosis came that winter. Major depression. The kind she'd carried since long before that bridge. We treated it like the illness it is. Medication that took 3 tries to get right. Therapy every week. And it worked. More than it didn't. We got married in her aunt's backyard. She planted sunflowers along our fence every spring. Whole seasons of ordinary happiness. Burnt dinners, dumb arguments, dancing in the kitchen. 7 good years I would not trade for anything. But depression lies. It doesn't just make you sad. It whispers in your own voice that the people you love would be lighter without you. She fought that voice for years, and most days she won. On her bad stretches, she'd find me wherever I was and stand close, not talking, turning toward a face like she taught me sunflowers do. I thought that would always be enough. I thought I could outlove an illness. 2 years ago, on an ordinary Tuesday in March, I lost her. I'm not going to tell you how. The how is the least important part. She was more than her last day. What I'll tell you is that her illness lied to her one final time. On an afternoon, I wasn't home to argue with it. A week later, sorting the garage, I found a paper hardware store bag. Inside were 4 packets of sunflower seeds and a receipt dated 3 days before she died. She was planning a spring. Whatever the voice told her, 3 days earlier she was standing in an aisle, choosing which yellow to plant for us. I sat on the garage floor with that bag for a long time. That was the day I stopped asking why and started understanding how hard she'd fought to stay. I planted her seeds that spring. All 4 packets. The whole fence line. They came up taller than me. Neighbors photograph them now. Every fall I harvest the heads and save the seeds, and I give packets away. To coworkers, strangers, anyone who mentions a heavy day. I tell them what she told me. On the cloudy days, find another face. Say the heavy out loud. Let somebody argue with the voice. So no, I don't actually hate sunflowers. I hate that they bloom without her. I hate that they turn toward the light all day like she taught me, and she isn't here to see it. Every June, our fence line goes gold, and it is the best and worst week of my year. You bought seeds, Josie. You were planting a spring, so I plant it. I hate sunflowers. I grow them anyway.